This is the Furious FPV V3 module. First thing I want to say is that I did have the original Furious FPV module and it was complete junk. It was a super duper power hog, and the reception, it was fine, but the screens would dim when I got any static, so I was literally going blind slowly when I was flying, so it was not even safe to use. Anyways, I dumped that and I replaced it with this thing. This is the I'm not going to take it apart, but it's the Fat Shark fake diversity module, and this thing is great. It had better reception. It's a little bit better reception than the original Furious D diversity module, and it's a fake diversity, so it's constantly flipping between these two to see which one is better. It doesn't even go by RSSI. I don't even know what it goes by, but that's that. It was way better than the first one. And the last two videos, I have actually been flying with this Furious D V3 module, and it's a huge improvement over the fake diversity thing. Which means it's a massive step up from the original Furious D diversity module. And I'm not really interested in all the crazy features that this thing has, but I would like to show you just a couple things. First of all, the casing. I didn't even know there was a V2, but if they've had three tries to get this casing right, they have failed 3 times. I mean, look how huge the gap is on this casing. I'm a dentist. My business revolves around making things fit. So if Furious needs help on making this module cover fit, they need to call me or call somebody, because this is abysmal. It's pathetic that they have had so many tries and made it in so many different plastics and so many different versions, and we can still just print a cover that fits better than this thing. That is my biggest gripe about this damn thing. Aside from that, the buttons are something that I think LaForge did first, and it's a huge welcome, because the stupid jog wheel was just not good. And lots of features all over the place, you know, anything you would expect. I'm going to show you one thing that's really interesting, which is the only thing that's really interesting that's new, is this. So this is the custom channel thing setting. Anyways, what you can do with it is that you can actually customize what channel you want, and it has all the regular channels, but the lowest it will go and actually receive on is the 5.3 band, which is now being called the L band, which is really cool because you can actually go through and set your own frequency and actually run on that 5.3 band. And then when you're done setting it, there's the band. You can select it. All right, so the 5.3 or the L band is very illegal in the United States. I did look that up. There's a bunch of other things that run on it, but we are not allowed to use it at all. So receiving it is no problem. But if you do have a transmitter that transmits it and you are using it, somebody could potentially come after you if they find out. So there are 2 official modules that I know do the L band, and those are the Tramp and the Unify Pro HV. So the Tramp, you can only access the L band if you have the wand. If you don't have the wand, you can't access it. So that's the way they locked it out. And the Unify Pro, you can only access the L band if you have the audio thing set up where you can change the channels through audio somehow, which I don't even know how that works. But these are both like high class and high profile VTXs that will do the frequencies, but they are closed out to the user. So if the user decides to use it, the user has the problem, the company has no problem, because they closed it out to the user. So the user had to modify it in order to use it. There are a couple other Chinese brand modules that will do 5.3 L band. I'm going to leave it totally at your discretion. And now I'm going to compare the 2. I know I don't have any other stuff. I only have these 2 modules, but basically you'll see how drastic of an improvement it is, and you can make your own conclusions. Oh yeah, one other thing. I'm in manual mode. The buttons do not work to change channels, and that is the one feature that I really wanted. I really wanted these buttons to work, but as a little bonus, these buttons on the front do work to change channels, so it's actually not that bad. All right, here I go. I know how much you guys love watching me fly in my little orchard, or this little yard. Okay, so I'm gonna do some split S's over these trees. And when I go under this tree with the last module, I would go totally blind. Of course, there's cars. Man, I gotta readjust to the cyclone prop after flying those shitty props. I didn't mean to say shitty. Wow, this prop is so much better. But this is like a breeze. Doing these split S's over these trees, this is like easy compared to what I was dealing with before. Do this a little bit more. Wow, you could really see how much faster this prop is. I'm also using my good batteries as I was before too. The Pyro. Alright, come in for a landing and try the other one. Okay, now I'm going to do this little trick where I'm going to switch modules, and I'm not even going to take it off because I'm too lazy. I'm going to go blind right now. I already know it. Holy shit, oh my god. Actually it wasn't so bad, but it was definitely worse than with the Furious module. Oh my god. So one thing you guys can't see is that when the reception in my goggles, I have the Dominator V3s, when it gets like screwy, my screen actually rolls. Like it's got like a screen tear roll. I don't know what the hell is wrong with it, but it rolls and it's really shitty. And with the Furious module, it doesn't do that. Oh my god, it's so disorienting when it happens. I feel like I'm doing a backflip, but I'm not. I'm really scared to go behind this tree because I know I go mostly blind. Okay, let's... 2.0. I don't know what it looks like in the... Oh shit. I don't know what it looks like in the DVR, but it actually looks really bad in the goggles. It looks like like really thick bands. And it's just annoying. You guys have probably noticed that I can't turn left. I really suck at turning left. So let's try to do some left turns. Oh man, that was awful. Oh shit. That was pretty nice. Alright, let's bring it back home. Alright, so the effect wasn't as pronounced as I would have hoped as I remembered it, but I definitely noticed that the reception of the Furious D is just, it's much more reliable. I know that I can rely on the video because I flew all around this orchard and I was totally clear the whole time when I was using it, so I know it's better. And this is one of the 3 places that I have to fly around my neighborhood area because there's nowhere to fly. So I haven't tried the LaForge, the recent LaForge ones. I did try a friend's when we were doing some long-range missions, and I can tell you that it performs awesome because I was blind out at about 2 kilometers. I was totally blind on my goggles, but my friend's goggles, it was clear as day. I couldn't believe he was still flying. I was like, dude, turn around, you're blind. So I don't really like these complicated modules, receiver modules, but it's a drastic improvement in performance. And I'm talking about a bunch of stuff that doesn't really matter here, so I decided to summarize the conclusion with a voiceover. So recently, there has been a lot of discussion regarding the difference between the Furious D module and the LaForge module. I want to say that the very best and very worst module that I have actually tested have a minor to moderate difference in signal. Honestly, it's really hard to tell that big of a difference between any of these modules. I know that Steel has said the LaForge is so much better, and Joshua Bardwell has made this video showing that, oh my god, the Furious D V3 is so much better. But truthfully, I have tried about 6 different modules, and I can tell you that the reason that I've been using the Fat Shark fake diversity module is because it's just simple and it has the same performance as anything else that I tested. And the Furious D V3, as well as the LaForge, which I don't have but I have used, definitely have slightly better reception, slightly better performance than my little diversity thing, fake diversity thing. But at the end of the day, they all perform very similarly. So it's really hard for me to believe that any one is significantly better than another. The main difference between the Furious D and the LaForge is that the Furious D has everything on one side, whereas the LaForge has split them apart. and is created by the people that actually created the LaForge project. You can pretty much, if you're looking to buy a new module, you can choose either one, and I'm pretty sure you'll be happy with the performance of either one, because I know that both of them are better than any other traditional module that I have tested. I know that Conrad actually uses a module from FPV Model, which is a non-diversity, it's just a unipole module, and I have not tested that one, but I'm sure it performs really well too. And if you want super simplicity and no diversity, that might be a great option for you. At the end of the day, choose whichever one you want, whichever one you think you're going to like better. There's no wrong choice. And if you don't want to buy one, don't buy one, because the one you already have probably works adequately and you don't really need one. Sorry, I correct myself. If you're using one of the traditional ones, it's probably not as good as one of these diversity ones. I know that traditional ones, the monopole and monopole receivers do have some advantages over diversity systems, but I have found that the diversity systems, the true diversity ones, just do perform a little bit better across the board. And why not? If you're going to get a new module, pick up one of these two, one of the LaForge or the Furious D. They are really the top modules, at least as far as all the ones that I've tested.